Big Buck Hunter Call of the Wild 2006. And this one is, the problem is it's not registering. Voltage is just under 5. But if you get close, sometimes it will. It's like it's too weak at the gun. It's definitely not gonna shoot from back here. Ooh. I don't know. This one I'm not totally convinced is the power supply, but check the manual. For the dip switch settings, there's a wire missing on the gun harness, a light blue. So I want to check and see what that is, see if that has anything to do with it. Could just be a ground wire for all I know. That one looks like it needs to be degaussed, so bring the degauss coil. And this one has an issue. I don't think I can turn my flash on. The wiring on the inside of the power supply is kind of giving out in the backside. So just needed kind of a new receptacle for that, and then a new battery, and it was a 2325. So remember that. And it was fine other than need the battery for calibration. I think that's it.
I'm Walter Day, the father of esports, and you're watching Matty Mo's Arcade.
And you know how long it's been since I played Whack-A-Mole?
I'm getting ready to attack, fanny pack attached. Tokens are all stacked, got the mallet in my grasp. Waiting for the moles, hiding in their holes. Score, we're keeping tally, I'll be playing till they close now. Can't nobody beat my high score. You can't beat my high score. Can't nobody beat my high score. You can't beat my high score. I'm a mallet master, a single-fisted blaster. You can ask my baby, it starts slow then gets faster. I'm a record setter.
So we're ready for surgery here now. I got the gun all set up. With this Buck Hunter, there's probably 1 or 2 problems. It's either going to be the voltage is just not good enough, or there is a problem on the little gun board that's inside, right here behind the pump there. First, let's address the Rush the Rock game. It just had like a broken receptacle on the power supply, and this is where you plug the game in from the back. So all I did was just cut the connectors off of it, and then I wired in a new power supply, so we don't have to worry about them plugging that in. And then, but that power supply was fine. The voltages were good, so we're gonna set it aside. And this is the main power supply for the Buck Hunter. There's no potentiometer anywhere to up the 5 volts, and it's at like 4.8 or 4.7 something. So what I want to do is, I did run 5 volts straight from this instead of through the board, just in case there was some voltage drop through the board somewhere, and that didn't help at all with the voltage being so low. But this guy here with the broken receptacle has a 5 volt adjustment pot there. So I'm going to use this one just to run the 5 volts for the gun and see if that's the problem. At least we can up it with this, and we'll have some kind of control. But I'm not going to count that that's the problem. Let's go ahead and look at the gun as well. Let me see where I can put you guys to... I can still work on this. Let's see. It's probably best to do these bigger ones first. I'll do this one. I was gonna go get a little thing to hold my screws. The hardest part about taking these things apart is keeping track of all the screws. This was the first gun I had ever worked on that had all of the screws in it, and I don't think it had ever been taken apart. Oh, come on. But you have to take the plastic pieces off first, and then there's a Phillips head normally in there. It looks like I already took it out. This is the DeWalt gyroscopic screwdriver. I need to turn it this way. You just turn your hand, you hold the power button in, and then you turn your hand. Whichever way you turn and how far you turn, it's how fast, slow it goes. It's so cool. Okay, so have that apart. And what I usually do is just, and I'm gonna ruin what I'm trying to say. I keep these together. It's not the right way, the other way around here. I keep these together, and then I put the bolts through, and just go ahead and bolt them back up. That way I don't lose anything. Actually, gonna flip them this way so they line up. And it's got like a slotted spot for that nut, so it'll hold itself in there if you get it in there just right. But then you don't have to worry about where you drop those. I try to always do that if there's, you take 2 screws out of something in the back of a cabinet. I try to put them back in while I'm working on it. And then when I get to that spot again and I'm looking for them, they're already in the hole that I need to put them in. It tends to help. But I lose stuff a lot, so that could just be me. But this is taking too long. Anyway, you get the point. So let's get these little guys out of here. These 2 different kinds of security bits and 1 Phillips head screw. So they really, really want to make sure that you want to get into this thing. Oh, come on. And luckily there's no vent or anything underneath my DeWalt workbench here with all the holes in it and these tiny screws. Not a great combination. Should have put a little tray down. Usually I get it to a certain point and then I just turn it upside down in a spot where I know I'm not going to lose them. Get close to the floor. In a good spot with maybe like some light colored carpeting, because it's black screws and they will go missing instantly. I don't know if I can't get down to that one or that one. I'll have to get a different bit holder. I didn't have this problem using the other bit holder. Let me see what I have here. Where are all my cases? I just had it in like one of these. Okay. Oh, and there goes the cat again. Oh, we might have to take a break here in a second. All right, I'll be right back. I need to find that other one. I can't find the right bit holder anyway. Problem solved. This one fits down in there much better. The cat didn't make any noise while I was looking for this thing. I just heard her holler. Good times. She's older, otherwise she'd be fixed. And at the point in time when she came around, she was probably too old to get fixed, and at that point it becomes a risk. Such is life out here in the sticks. Okay, that was much better. And this part, like if you're on location, I don't really even know what to tell you is the best thing to do about getting these out. It's probably just taking them out one at a time and getting them out of the gun, because most likely you're going to be, if you're in an arcade, you're going to be in the dark. You're going to be probably on some blacklight carpeting or something of the sort. You can also just do like this too. Let's see if I can get it. Missing one over here. If you get it just right, you can just kind of just pick it up and set it down. As long as no screws fall out of the backside, which they shouldn't. Oh, here's the problem. The plastic cap was on there. That's why I said pull the plastic pieces off first. Okay. So then, if you get lucky, it's still attached somewhere. Where is it attached? Okay, maybe this one by the trigger. Is it this one? This one? Can't tell what's the holdup. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can just set it down like that. They'll all stay in there and they'll all ride. Okay, usually the culprit is this little board here. And get it out of the glare. And one of the main problems is right here where this little sensor is. It's got two legs that are kind of fragile, we'll say. And when the gun gets dropped and banged around, this one's actually got a housing around it, which I don't see very often. Those legs will break because of that. But I'm thinking that this housing probably helps that quite a bit. This must be a newer model. So let's get a Phillips and pull that off. And then we can inspect it a little. I've probably covered this in several videos already, but this was the house call of the day. Actually, one of many, but I have other footage. There's a couple pinball machines too, and lots and lots of work overnight fixing stuff. It's not all interesting though. Come on. I need a magnetic screwdriver. I end up losing everything. Okay, so this thing holds. Where did this go? I don't think that goes up here. Oh, it goes over here. Something like that. Okay. So these are screwed in from the back side. That's going to be a bummer. There's the screw there. So we're gonna lose some stuff here, unless I can be real slick. I don't think I'm that slick. Oh, come on. And left-handed is not gonna work very well. And try to do it and be on TV, kinda. Okay. Okay, we might have pulled it off. Oh, almost. This has got to just be thrilling. I wish you could just play music in the background and then just say, okay, take 10% off the top. That way we could jam out at least. Okay. I also want to make sure that lens feels brand new. I know it's not on camera, but okay, let's back up a little bit. You gotta make sure that lens is clean and make sure you don't lose it too. Now this should be able to pop up, right? And we should be able to jimmy this out of here. You have to take this switch off. I didn't think so. Is there another screw I don't know about? This one's never been, oh, that's great. I just jacked that thing. This one's never been worked on, so it's all in there real firm. There we go. All right, so after I ripped the little sensor off, that was great. Okay. So let me take this little plastic piece off if I can get it off. Maybe we should just leave it on there. So as I bent the crap out of it, so let me catch it in the light. See those two legs right there was what I was worried about, and you can check the solder there. So I'm going to reflow that anyway. That is going to be your guys' problem most of the time, and it may not be for this issue. It'll just be the gun not working. And you can take a look for yourself too. I don't see anything obvious, so we always want to take a look, but we want to take a look also here just to see if the solder is cracked at these header pins, because that could affect voltage. It's hard to tell, even up close, but we'll reflow that anyway. And the other thing to look at is going to be right in this area with all these wires. Taking the gun apart and putting it back together. I'm going to make sure that nothing's pinched. I'm going to make sure that the micro switch works. Yeah, so this gun just feels really new on the inside. You also have this micro switch for the pump, which is going to be hard to actuate from here, but you can test it with a meter. I've gone over this too. The clicking sounds positive. And wiring all looks pretty good. I don't see anything pinched. I take that back. Looks like this ground wire here is pinched a little. It shouldn't be enough to affect anything, but that's exactly how problems start to happen. So I'll go through these wires just really close just to make sure there's no issue. But I'm not seeing any problem, so we're gonna have to hope that the voltage to the gun itself from the power supply is what was causing this. So yeah, we took apart the gun, I think, for no reason, and then ripped the sensor off because I'm a great YouTube host. But I don't think the problem was in the gun on this one. I think it's the voltage. So I'm going to put this all back together, and we'll head back over to Les's and put it back together. And then back here to finish up a couple monitors, and got that video slot to do, or video poker machine. And I also have a couple of these to work on. I don't know if anybody's ever seen these. They're pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. We'll have part 2 for the rest of it then, I think, because I'm going to go ahead and get this up. But stay tuned, and we'll have some more videos for you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. These two right here are going to be ground and 5 volt. So what do we get here? Did I not turn the game on? I didn't turn the game on. I guess that would help. Hang on.
Here it is, a nice little trade. The person I traded got what they wanted, I got what I wanted, and a pretty good deal on it too. Super hang on.
Get what I want.
That comes later.
Yeah.
Okay. It's on fire.
Whoa.
Lots of smoke.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching.